Hello and welcome to another game of Catan. We are in third position on this board. Um, there's a lot of good spots. There's the 5, 8, 10 on the 8 ore. There's the 3, 8, 10 with the sheep port. That's pretty decent. And also a strong wood brick spot on the 6, 10, 9. And then of course the 10, 9, 5, which blue takes. Always solid, especially given that he's on a strong wheat, strong ore. Problem is, I'm not sure if he's going to get that sheep port. With the whoever places up the 10, 8, 3 is most likely going to have a better shot at getting the port. So I don't actually know if I would have taken this spot, because without the sheep port, it definitely hurts this placement, and the 10 is going to get blocked a lot. So I don't know, but we'll see. It's definitely flexible. All right, second position gets on the 3, 5, 8. So now we have a couple options. We can fight blue to the sheep port, which is decent, but the problem is, so we can get on this 10, 8, 3. Now can we get a wood and wheat spot on the way back? I honestly kind of like this 6, 5, 10 also, by the way. It's really strong production. You have your wood and your brick, but I don't want to get locked out of ore here. So I almost have to take this 10, 8, 3, but then what do we pair with it? Probably the 6, 3, 4. I don't love it, but we also have the opportunity to maybe take the 8, 4, which might be what blue ends up doing. And then we have the flexibility to go down in case we don't get the sheep port, because we really don't want to get locked out of ore here. But at the same time, we could always take the 5, 6, 10, go down the ore, and then get on a strong wheat spot on the way back. But there's not a lot of strong wheat spots. And if we can't ensure that we can connect our roads, it's not really worth it that much. And I'm not sure we can here, unless this 11, 4, 5 is open. So I think I want to keep it flexible, fight for the sheep port. And then hopefully we get this 6, 4, 3. That's a pretty good pair with our placement, but definitely worried about the production. I think we're a little bit lower than our competitors, especially whoever gets fourth position has a lot of opportunity here. The 5, 6, 10 going to the 8. Now the 8, 10 can get taken here too, maybe even by blue. Okay, so black takes the 6, 4, 3. Interesting. So we might be playing without wheat. If he doesn't take the 5, 6, 10, we're going to take that all day. Probably does, though. Okay, he does. So he could take the 6, 9 and go off to the wood port, double up on the 12. They may have some wheat. Production's decent. Now what does orange want to take? I could honestly see orange taking the 9, 10 here. I like the 9, 10 going to the 8, but I don't want to fight with black. I also don't love our setup with the 6, 9, 12 though. Is there any other spots we can consider? There's a 9, 3, 11. That doesn't really help. We're not on any wheat. There's the 9, 4, 2. Getting on the 5, 2 wheat. That's tempting. And it does give us a lot of sheep as well. And then we'll get on our wheat as well. I'm honestly considering this quite a bit. Someone will really be able to compete with Army for Army. But this really means we need to get on the sheep port, or our game's lost, so I don't like that. I think we're going to take it here. These are risky placements, especially given that we absolutely rely on the sheep port. But there's always a chance that the 9-3-11 is open, because there's still a lot of good spots left. 6-9-12, all these spots over to the left. So orange takes the 6-9-12 going towards the wood port. Now we're hoping no one takes the 9-3-11. I could see orange taking the 9. Or sorry, the blue taking the 9-10. Or blue taking the 4-11. Well, if blue takes the 4-11-5, that's pretty risky because he's probably not going to get on the sheep port. I think the better call was to take the 4-9-12. He does, okay. So he's also going for the sheep port. Interesting. So he's on a lot of sheep, but the 3-1's not going to be bad. Probably no one takes this, but we'll see. I don't feel great about our placement. I think maybe the 6-9-12 would have been the better spot, because this bottom left is not going to get taken, and we probably could have connected roads. Eventually got to the 11, so I think that was the better call, unfortunately. But, I mean, we will be able to compete for Army here. I doubt we can beat blue to the sheep port and to the 9-3-11, which takes road pretty much out of the question for us, since we're only on this 2. Yeah, we're going to have to be porting out a lot of our resources unless people trade us. Black has a really, really good setup. But it will be hard for him to get road. See if anyone wants to trade us. I don't think anyone's going to. Try 2. We have to go on the sheep port before doing anything else. Our 2 hits, that's huge. We have to get on the sheep port, because then maybe if we get enough sheep, we can even cut blue off at the 3-11-9, which is honestly even better than getting on the wheat. Because then we have a really strong potential for road. Because black's biggest weakness is there's not a ton of expansion spots. I mean, you can get to the 6-2, get to the 5 or the 10-8, 9-10. But if there's a road battle, there's not too many places you can go. Depending on what blue and orange do, though. I mean, this 11-6 is open, then maybe you can break out left, but... I think we are going to take this. He's at 7 cards. And we really need this settlement. Now we have 2 options. We can cut off blue at the 3, 9, 11, and then maybe go for road. Or we can get on the 5, 2 and go for army. But black's going to be a huge threat here, I think. Especially now that he's on the 8. And he's on so much road building materials, he's going to be able to expand really quickly. Maybe even doubling up on the 8. And then if orange doesn't act quick enough, I think he could even connect over the 8 to the 3. Then double up on the 3, then he's really, really dangerous. So what does orange do here? Looking for the settlement. Definitely need at least 3 cards here. Because at least now we can make our cards actionable. I'm tempted to wait to see if we can cut off blue here, but I think we need to get on the 5 regardless. And I think blue's going to be relatively slow since he's on no road building supplies. So I'm fine with placing the road down here. But I think black's in a really solid spot. Getting a dev card, okay. The 9 hits. So a lot of competition for army already. Black with a dev card, blue with 2, orange with 1. Blue blocks himself. I'm not really sure about that. Gets his road down. Now, does blue ever consider placing another road and settling? Probably not. It doesn't help him that much to do that. Now, black probably places it on the 10. Steals from me. Or steals from blue. Blue could be a threat here, but he's just so slow to expand. Depends on who he's competing with. But we don't like that 10 blocked. Hopefully blue has the robber as well. So he does steal from blue. And he has the road building. Okay, blue's got a place on black for sure. Probably the 8. I think is the best block here. Maybe the brick as well. Okay, 8, that's fine. Blue already with 2 knights played. We'll do this for an ore and wheat. I think we're going to go for the cutoff here. Because road's going to be really essential for us now that everyone's competing. Don't get greedy, black. Do we need to cut off here? Maybe we don't. Not yet. Because blue's not on any road building supplies, so it's unlikely that he gets on the 9-3-11. Plus he still needs to settle. And worst comes to worst, we can always just backtrack at the 10-3 and still beat him to it. Because someone's going to have to compete with black for army. Or for road, I mean. I usually find that the people who are uncontested on either army or road are the people who end up winning the game. Blue has enough for the settle. He passes. So it doesn't look like orange has a knight. Interesting. That's pretty unlucky if he pulled 2 development cards early. I think we want to hold for the city here. The 11 hit. Blue has ore. 8's been blocked. Thank God that 8's been blocked. 5. I'm going to try to keep that 8 blocked as much as possible. The 7 hits. I wonder who orange blocks. Because I think black's in the best position, but he still might block the 10. Yeah, blocks the 10. Steals from blue. So he's competing with blue for army then. But orange is in trouble, I think. He still hasn't placed the settlement. And he's gotten 3 development cards, but nothing to show for it. He used the monopoly on sheep. I don't think that was a good move at all. And if the only thing he's able to get out of it is 1 settlement, then he definitely should have waited. I think that was a waste of a mono. He was just wanting to get his game sped up, it looks like, because he is behind. But given the amount of ore he's on, he should have monoed for... Definitely not. Given the amount of ore he's on, he should have just waited to mono the wheat. I always think it's best to mono the resource you don't have. And in this case, he's on sheep. And it doesn't do too much. I mean, he only took 6 sheep, so he could 4 for 1 card. Which I'm assuming is what he did for that settlement. Orange getting another dev card here. No one takes this, we're going to have to get the dev card. Which is what we didn't want to do, but... Fortunately, we didn't want to 7 out. Knight doesn't really help us that much, because blue's already defending this spot. Now he's got to be stealing from black. Maybe we'll get a clutch too. Let's see, does he have he does. Puts it on either the 8 or the 10. Puts it on the 6. Steals from black. Good call. So does orange not have a knight here? He does. Okay, he just waited to play it. Puts it on the 10. That makes sense. I think black could really pop off here, but I don't like how many dev cards that he's pulling. Okay, so we're gonna do the cutoff. Get to the 9, 3, 11. That'll help us a lot, get on a little bit extra sheep. Blocks the blues 5 here. I'm kind of surprised. I think it honestly makes a little bit more sense to block the 10. I wonder who he steals from. I mean, black is at 7. Yeah. We had a 3, so now we just need 1 more sheep and we have the settlement. So he might be able to get army from black, just because he's placed. But then again, all black needs to do is wrap around the 10. So it's still going to be hard to compete. But maybe we can get to the 6. None of these trades really make sense for us. Puts it on the 11, I'm fine with that. Get our last settlement. Now we need to start looking at cities. Takes from me, I think that makes sense. I don't know why he's buying dev cards. I think he needs to save up for the city. I'm not sure why blue did that. That doesn't make any sense. But I guess if he had it, there's nowhere else he can go. So why not? And we can still circle around to the 3-4. So this is kind of scary. We might have to go for full production to win this game. Because it's going to be really tough to beat black. Black blocks the 12. Very interesting. Okay, so road's out of the question now, which is not good for us at all. So we'll probably block that 8 if it hits. 5 more sheep. It's more wheat. Still need this 10 to hit as well. Thankfully we shouldn't be getting blocked here. But now we're gonna have to go for full production and just dev cards and pray. The 9 hits. I think I need a hold here, but I'm gonna at least do this. And I think I want to block the 8. We do get the ore, which is good. But orange is looking scary with 4 dev cards. I don't know why black's blocking the 12. So hopefully we can city up on the 10, 8, 3. So orange with 5 development cards. See if anyone wants to make this trade. Probably not, but we need the city. knight. And honestly, it's very possible that orange has a lot of the VPs. The only reason I pulled, by the way, is because there's so little VPs left in the game. And I'll probably need to pull something to be able to win. Otherwise, I'll be stuck at 5. So I really am afraid to know what orange has. He might win the game with just 1 city, 2 settlements. I mean, I guess he'll need 1 more city, but... Okay, mono's the 8 sheep. So at least it doesn't have all 5 VPs, but this definitely is not looking good for us at all. We'll put it on that 8. Finally, the 10's hitting for us. Not enough, but it's hitting. I have a feeling the game's going to end relatively soon, though. Because black has a VP, and orange might have the other 4 VPs. Okay, doesn't. Blue has 1 VP now. There's 5 VPs in the game. Did not want to see that. Maybe we can still take this. We need a couple 10s to hit. But I think we're gonna have to completely build to it. I don't know if we're gonna even get any dev cards. They might end up running out. Black has 1, blue has 1. Orange could have 3. Okay, we do have another city here, which is good. Get another city. Hopefully we can use that for the settlement. I don't know why he would steal from me here, because orange is at 7 cards and he's almost most definitely at 9. Okay, so we have another city in hand. go for the city because black could always take our settlement placement. So I'm considering going for the settlement. C2. We need wheat regardless, so we'll do this. And then we can have our 4 for 1 for the brick. I think we're gonna do that. Now, where does black steal from? Goes on the 9, takes from me. Interesting. We are completely out of dev cards, so between everybody, orange definitely has so every dev card was purchased this game. But I think orange is gonna win next roll. All he needs is 1 more city. And I have 4 bricks, so I can't do too much here. Unless, why would he put it on the 8? I'm not sure why he would do that, but it's okay. Tough game. Yeah, so bad blocks by my opponents as well. Because the problem with blocking me there, I'm at 9, but they know orange is also at 9. And orange has more cards and he's before me. So, I mean, it would have been lucky if I could have won, maybe. But the fact that you wouldn't be blocking orange there doesn't make any sense. Because orange is before me and he has more cards. So, that's brutal. But in any case, looking at the board, maybe connecting wouldn't have made a difference because black just had so many road building materials, so I don't think we're going to compete with him there. I'm surprised that black didn't double up on the 8 instead and swung right instead of up, because he had to place 4 roads just to get on the 8-4 and he never even got to go on the 8-4. So I think black made a big mistake there. And even buying the dev cards, you really didn't need to. Maybe placing on the 6-9 was the better idea, and then circling around. But I mean, we did decent. We ended up getting back up to 9. I think if the competitors blocked orange there at the end, we maybe had a shot. But regardless, good game. Looking at the stats, God, brutal. I really wanted that to win this one, but the 12, the 11 hit a good amount. Had a couple 2s hit. 7s hit a decent amount. 3s hit a lot, which really helped us. Yeah, every dev card was pulled. So blue had 1, black had 1, and orange had 3, which is just insane. But in any case, really good game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.